Every tech company has one. The brilliant developer who quietly resolves the most complex bugs, works late to stabilize the servers, and writes flawless code. Yet, when the promotion cycle rolls around, their name is nowhere to be found. Instead, a colleague with half their tenure moves up. It's a frustrating reality for thousands of programmers. If software engineering is a technical discipline, there's a clear disconnect explaining why top-tier coding skills so frequently lead to career stagnation. Several years ago, Google set out to answer exactly that question. They launched an internal research initiative called Project Oxygen to identify the specific traits that made their most effective engineers and managers successful. This ranked list visualizes their findings, and the results run completely counter to tech culture. Out of the top 8 traits of high-performing employees, technical expertise ranked dead last. It was entirely eclipsed by skills like listening well, supporting collaboration, and making connections across teams. This data directly contradicts how developers are trained. Universities and coding boot camps spend years drilling students on data structures, cloud architecture, and algorithms. They teach engineers to think with absolute precision, treating any ambiguity as a bug to be patched. But humans are not compilers. We don't process information with strict, emotionless logic like a machine reading lines of binary. Writing excellent code is the entry requirement to get you hired. Mastering how you communicate about that code is the mechanism that dictates how far you actually go. When developers apply their strict, exact coding habits to human conversations, they fall into the precision trap. They communicate just enough information to satisfy their own logical checklist, leaving everyone else completely in the dark. Imagine an engineer spends 3 grueling days building a complex new search feature. They test it, push it to staging, and drop a single message into the team chat. Done. It works. To the engineer, that is a 100% accurate statement. To the product manager reading it, it's a source of immediate panic. Was it tested on mobile? Are there older iOS edge cases? When exactly is the deployment happening? The code is flawless, but the lack of shared context creates an immediate roadblock. To fix this, effective engineers borrow a structural tool from military leaders. This geometric pyramid represents the BLUF framework, which stands for bottom line upfront. You state the most critical takeaway at the absolute top and support it with context and details underneath. Apply BLUF to that status update, and the message transforms. Now, the top tier states the feature is deployed to staging. The middle tier confirms it was tested across mobile and desktop. The bottom tier flags a known issue with slow 3G connections. The product manager has all their questions answered before they even have to ask. Precise code loses its value to a business if the context around it isn't communicated with equal precision. That same need for precision applies to the most volatile touchpoint in any engineering team, the pull request. A pull request, or PR, is the process where developers submit their new code for teammates to review and approve before it goes live. And this is where communication often breaks down. A developer submits a massive new authentication module and receives a comment like this. It's blunt, subjective, and offers absolutely zero guidance on what the correct approach should be. This kind of feedback attacks the engineer instead of analyzing the logic. It forces the developer to become defensive, breeds mistrust within the team, and grinds your deployment velocity to a complete halt. To deliver criticism without the collateral damage, senior leaders rely on this 3-step sequence. It's called the SBI framework: situation, behavior, and impact. By mapping the toxic comment to this structure, the feedback becomes entirely objective. You name the specific PR context, the situation. You point out that the token validation was put on the client side, the behavior. Then you explain that this creates a severe vulnerability because client-side code can be modified, the impact. You've stripped the emotion and the ego out of the critique. The developer understands exactly what went wrong and why it matters, protecting both the integrity of the codebase and the psychological safety of the team. Take a look at this pie chart. It highlights a massive imbalance that catches many junior coders off guard. The average developer spends less than 40% of their workday actually writing code. That massive 60% slice is lost to the busyness illusion. It's the hours drained by answering Slack threads, sitting in poorly planned status meetings, and constantly switching context between minor requests. You can exhaust yourself reacting to notifications all day and still make zero progress on your actual deliverables. Designing systems and debugging difficult issues requires deep, uninterrupted concentration. Defending that focus requires the MIT system. MIT stands for Most Important Task, and it acts as a daily shield against reactive distractions. Before you ever open your email, check a project board, or look at a chat window, you write down the 3 specific tasks you must complete that day. You lock in and execute those items first, spending your highest quality energy on your hardest problems. Clearing a massive inbox of minor requests might feel satisfying in the moment. True productivity means fiercely defending the time required to do the work that actually moves the project forward. But here is the final catch. You can structure your updates with BLUF, give flawless feedback with SBI, and protect your deep work every single day. None of it will get you promoted if leadership remains entirely blind to your impact. Many developers operate under a dangerous, unspoken assumption: my work should speak for itself. It doesn't. Managers cannot advocate for successes they cannot clearly see or describe. To translate technical wins into visible business value, experienced professionals maintain a brag document. It is a private, running log of your exact contributions. Whenever you resolve a major production incident, optimize a database query that saves server costs, or spend an afternoon mentoring a junior teammate, you log it. You attach the date, the specific action, and the measurable result. At the end of the week, you distill that log into a concise 3-bullet-point update for your manager. It keeps leadership constantly aware of your value, providing them with the exact data they need to justify your advancement during the next performance review. The path to technical leadership is built on these habits. Every staff engineer and project lead eventually learns that their career trajectory is defined by the clarity they create between people. If you want to master the specific frameworks that separate the coders who stall out from the engineers who lead, Atul Sharma's book, Code and Communicate, is your blueprint. Sharma distills 2 decades of real-world experience managing complex technical projects. He provides the exact scripts and strategies you need to speak up confidently in meetings, align distributed teams, and keep your head straight when the production servers crash and everyone is watching. Think of these skills as the final system patch required for senior-level responsibilities. These frameworks provide the specific logic required to scale your impact beyond individual tasks. Click the link in the description below to secure your copy of Code and Communicate today, and start building the career your technical skills have earned.